Hello everyone. So welcome to this new tutorial series of Django. So in this tutorial series we are going to explore how we can build a Django app or project from scratch and how we can integrate generative AI with it to make sure you learn how to integrate Gen AI with Django. Now let us first go to the introduction and the project setup. Now what we will cover in this particular video is that what is the main purpose of the project, how to set up the development environment. Then we are going to have a look at how we can start a new Django project and app within the Django project. Then we will see the overview of the entire project structure so that you get an idea if you have set up that project correctly or not. Now, introduction to the project. So what we are going to build in this particular Django application is that our application will allow users to input certain parameters and generate content, and with this content we are going to directly add it into the database using Django, and this will help you understand how to integrate generative AI into the Django application. Now setting up the development environment. So first we have to make sure is that we have to set up Python. So to set up Python we have to download and install it from python.org/download. So if you visit there and you can select your respective operating system and then download the Python, and I would recommend you to download 3.11 as much of the libraries still support 3.11 compared to 3.12. Then we are going to set up a virtual environment, and then we are going to install the required libraries. Now let us move on to the setting up of virtual environment and installing the libraries. Now for this project I am going to completely work on in VS Code editor. So if you want you can also download VS Code editor. So it is free, so you just have to download and install it, and then make sure you set up Python in the VS Code. So once you do that you can access the terminal. So how to access the terminal is that you can click on the terminal window over here and click new terminal. A new terminal will be opened over here. So in the terminal what we are going to do first is we are going to set up the virtual environment. So in order to set up the virtual environment we are going to type Python VNV and name of the virtual environment, that I am again going to keep it as VNV. So once we click enter we are set up the virtual environment. Now once the environment has been set up we have to change into that environment from the global Python environment, so that we can help differentiate libraries which we are using particularly for this project and not the global ones. So in Windows how to get into this virtual environment is that we can type the name of the environment, then type scripts, then activate. So you will see the name of the environment before the folder in which we are working. So if you are in Mac or Linux, how the command slightly changes. So you have to type source, then name of the environment, then bin, then activate for it to go into the virtual environment. Now once we are into the virtual environment, first we are going to install Django. So for Django we just have to type pip install Django. So let us wait for Django to be installed. Yeah. So once Django has been installed, what we can do is that we can then set up the Django project. So in Django how the entire system works is that we set up a project, and within project we have the ability to create individual apps. This is mainly used so that we can separate out the apps and we can use these apps in multiple projects without having to recreate everything from scratch. So this kind of helps in containerization of that entire application. So in order to first start the Django project, what you have to do is that type Django admin start project, then name of the project, which we are going to keep it as Django Gen AI. So once we type this command, we can see an automatically folder has been created with the name Django Gen AI. That is the name of our project, and in that within that we have another folder again named Django Gen AI, which is the root project folder, and we have manage.py, which we are going to use to run Django apps and manage the Django apps. And now after this we have to move into this folder. Now once we move into this folder, what we have to do is that we have to create an app. So the app which we are going to create is that we are going to name it to be a content app. So the name of the app we are going to give it as content. So in order to create the new app, what you have to do is that type python manage.py, then start app, then name of the app. So once we create or once this command has finished running, we can see that we have the content folder, which is the app, and we have the main root folder, that is Django Gen AI. Now we can test if the Django is working or not. Particular Django application. So how to run the Django application? You just have to type python manage.py run server. So once you run the run server, you will run the particular server, and if you go to this particular endpoint in the browser, what we can actually see is we are running this particular Django application locally. So this is how we are setting up the entire Django app in this particular environment. So once we finish this particular process of running the particular app, this should be the final structure of that entire application. So we should have the root folder, and inside that it will be our my project folder, which will be the name of the project, and within that with the two important files which we usually check for is that settings.py and urls.py, and then within the my application folder we have models.py, urls.py, views.py and admin.py, and within the entire root folder we have manage.py, which helps us manage the Django project and apps in the Django. So this is how to set up the entire Django project, and in the next tutorial we are going to cover how to set up user authentication and how we can allow user to log in, log out, register, etc. So this is the end of this particular video. So if you have any particular questions, or if you want any particular assistance in creating Django application, feel free to contact us at contact@codersarts.com. Thank you, and if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.